Despite everything Akpabio has tried, Natasha has proven that she is not a lady that can be intimidated. She is not one that you can push to the wall and she will just keep quiet. Natasha has released another statement. In fact, since she returned to the Senate, she has been releasing statements. She has been talking. And this news just broke like a few minutes ago. And we here in Noble Media, we are bringing it for you immediately. Look at what Natasha said. She said, be bold and be fearless. Natasha tells young women, be bold and be fearless. Be bold and be fearless. We all know where this is coming from. We all know where this statement is coming from. Let us look at it because it's very important. Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan has decried the cultural conditioning that teaches young women to endure shame and silence rather than confront injustice and assert their worth. She's saying that the culture in Nigeria and in most places is just to make women to endure anything thrown at them and be cowards instead of facing their fears, confronting injustice, and asserting their worth. Speaking in Abuja at a mentorship and interactive section held to commemorate the 2025 International Day of the Girl Child on Sunday. Yes, Sunday was International Day of the Girl Child, celebrated all over the world. The Kogi Central lawmaker said society must unlearn norms that encourage women to accept blame and suppress their voices. Yes, it's important that we begin to teach our young girls, our daughters, our sisters, our mothers, our sisters, wherever they are, to become more assertive, become not confrontational against men when they are wrong, right? But when they are right, they should be able to speak out. They shouldn't accept any kind of evil meted against them. Look at what she said. She said, it is important to identify the girl that I am. Many of us, especially girls, grow up without ever taking the time to understand or connect with who we truly are. This is Natasha talking. Then she said, society defines and shapes us from childhood, and we are rarely given the chance to think for ourselves. Before you figure out your career, your drive, or the change you want to make, you must first know who you are. This applies to both male and female. Before you begin to figure out who you are, your career, and all the rest, you need to know who you are. Lamenting the deep-rooted expectations that limit women's aspirations, the senator added, women have been raised to take the shame, wear the blame, and zip their mouths shut. Just like in this Akpabio's case, everybody expected that Natasha will just bow down, will just be quiet, will not be talking. But she proved everybody wrong. Even Akpabio was surprised. The way her and her Lego team were facing the matter bomber to fender. But that ends with us. This is Natasha talking. We must find the courage to be bold. We must find the courage to be audacious. We must find the courage to be fearless, to break barriers and climb higher mountains. Yes, because the world needs women. There's a lot we can achieve if women begin to speak out more. Okay? The event, that's where Natasha spoke, tagged an evening with Senator Natasha. You know, this whole battle that Natasha had with Akpabio had made her a voice. People did not really know who Natasha was. But Akpabio had made Natasha very, very popular. And teamed after the global campaign, the girl I am, the change I lead. Girls on the front lines of Christ, that's the team, brought together over 50 young women from across Nigeria for a session of open conversation, reflection, and empowerment. Akpoti Uduaghan said her mission goes beyond politics, noting that she would not feel fulfilled until her work leads to tangible transformation in communities that have long been deprived of opportunity. This is her work. This is her goal. She made her goal very, very clear that she doesn't want just to be a politician. She wants to make impact. She wants to cause a change in communities, in the young lady. That is why she needs as much support as possible. That is why you need to come under the comment of this video and support her. You can tell her, congratulations, she fought a battle with against Akpabio, and she is back to the Senate. Even though Akpabio made a move to prevent her from coming back after 6 months, but the way she handled that matter, of course, there was this time that she knelt down and appreciated her husband for supporting her. Right, so come under the comment of this video and thank her. Some people call her Iron Lady, some people call her Iron Madam, and all the rest. Some people have been encouraging her, supporting her. Please come under the comment of this video and support her too. Among the guests speakers was anti-human trafficking advocate Yakubu Oyezehope, who shared her journey through abduction, banditry, and violence before rising to become a voice for victims. Yes. Because you will know all this violence happening in Nigeria, most times young ladies, our sisters, our daughters, our mothers are often victims because they are soft spots. Participants described the evening as eye-opening and transformative, urging the senator to institutionalize a formal mentorship program to sustain the impact of the engagement. People are now asking Natasha to have a mentorship section, maybe monthly or yearly, annually, where she can be teaching young women to become assertive and strong like her. The event, attended by journalists and media personalities, ended with a renewed call for women to embrace self-discovery, courage, and leadership in challenging societal norms. Akpoti Uduaghan returned to the Senate on October 7 following a 6-month suspension that had stirred controversy over institutional authority, gender rights, and due process. That battle, that famous battle she has had with Godswill Akpabio. Her suspension, imposed on March 6, 2025, came after she protested the reassignment of her seat in the chamber, her nameplate removed by Senate President Godswill Akpabio, an action she described as an attempt to silence her. Yes, because in the House, in the Senate, she has not been quiet. She has been trying to be vocal. Yes, talking what she doesn't like, she says it out. During the suspension, her salary, her security, and her allowances were withheld, and her office was locked, and she was barred from Senate premises and all her legislative activities. These were the things, the ordeal Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan had to pass through under Senator Godswill Akpabio. If you think Natasha was wrong in all this, feel free to come and tell us in the comment. Legal challenges followed. A federal high court ruled the suspension unconstitutional. A court in Abuja, a federal high court, already said that her suspension by Akpabio was unconstitutional. Although the Senate initially resisted implementing the ruling, her office was finally unsealed on September. We here in Noble Media will brought you that update. When plenary resumed after a 10-week recess, she re-entered the Senate chamber with a small number of supporters and colleagues, formally resuming her legislative duties. So she was back after 10 weeks, right? This is the way it is. Natasha spoke out and she keeps speaking out. Wherever you are, don't be quiet. Keep speaking out in your own way when you feel you are right. That doesn't mean finding trouble. That doesn't mean confronting who doesn't confront you. But in any space you can, to say the truth, to come out and talk, don't be afraid. Fear not. The little effort you do can go a long way in changing things. Right? The little things you do can go a long way in changing things. There's another important video on the screen. Click on it and watch now.